Hi, I'm Tatiana Chemis-Brown. I lead global marketing at Orange Cyber Defense, and I'm joined with Paul Mackay, who is VP Research Director at Forrester. And Paul, you lead Forrester's research activities in the security domain, and one of the reports that you and your team authored was the Forrester Wave, Managed Security Services Providers in Europe, published a few months ago. I wanted to start asking you about one of the trends that you picked up from the report. You've seen an increase in the number of organizations that are, instead of managing their security in-house, they're opting to outsource that to a managed security services provider. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's driving this?
Sure, of course, Tatiana, and thank you for the welcome. So there are two key trends driving this. The first is that we see, even beginning at the beginning of the pandemic, we saw security organizations were having to move completely to a work from home model. So the technology landscape changed almost overnight in some cases. But because of the cost pressures of the pandemic, many people were forced to go on furlough, budgets were cut for hiring. So organizations had to figure out how to deliver the same kind of activity for less investment. And in some cases, many organizations turned to managed service providers. Even for those organizations that weren't directly impacted by the pandemic in any kind of financial sense, still had some difficulties in finding the right talent in the security market, which we'll come on to later. But from my perspective, that change in perception in the market allowed managed services organizations to step up to the plate and support their customers during a very difficult time. We saw that trend continue into 2021 and into this year. So clearly that trend of organizations being more comfortable with the idea of outsourcing components of their security and being quite thoughtful about doing so is going to be a trend that we see for the next couple of years.
So one thing that you commented there is on the access to scarce resource in cybersecurity. I've seen a number of about 3.5 million vacancies. And one of the reasons our customers partner with us is to access skills like threat hunting, like digital forensics, which they might not have access to in-house. And also we're seeing a lot of demand for organizations that want a coherent partner managing not just the traditional enterprise device management perimeter, but also monitoring, detecting, and responding to incidents on their behalf, right? And that's where the value is that they're saying.